Hi, my name is Francesca Fain, and I'm here to talk about my Lot in Life project and the most useful findings, what I've learned, and really just to educate the audience about my Lot in Life. So, for my project, I was given the topic that I had a one night stand, and I received a phone call from them just letting me know that they had tested positive for an STI. And now I have to tell my current partner about that, and I kind of have to deal with, the anxiety of going to get the test done, and maybe even the shame, and work through how to have that conversation. So while I was researching this topic, I learned a lot about the different stigmas and how they play a large role in testing and even the quality of treatment. So for those that tested positive for HIV, they have a large stigma that they deal with in their everyday life. And when they go to get treatments done or even tested, they're given less quality treatment and health services. I also discovered a study that was done in 2009 on emotional support and gender effect on individuals living with HIV. So in the study, women with HIV were found to have higher levels of stress, depression, and anxiety in comparison to men living with HIV. I also learned that women reported less emotional support from their friends and family than men. And pretty much what this means is that when women decided to speak with their loved ones about their diagnosis, they did not receive any support. They were kind of cast out and stigmatized, pretty much. People living with HIV do not only suffer the symptoms of the disease, but the lack of support from their friends and family, and this causes a negative impact on psychological health. So when you don't really have anybody to talk to about what you're going through and the disease itself, you begin to feel shame and internalize all of these emotions, which is really not healthy and can cause a lot of damage. For those people that are dealing with the same lot in life, there are plenty of online and in-person resources that I discovered. One of the in-person resources that I thought would be very helpful was Contra Health Services. So it is a healthcare provider plan, but online it has a lot of information about treatment plans, programs, testing, and they even have a partner services plan that is designed to help you discuss how to talk to a new partner about your diagnosis. And for me researching this, that would be something that would be really helpful so that you can learn, what is the appropriate way to bring up this conversation and how to have a successful outcome. They also have information for services like access to food banks, housing, transportation, and even support groups, so you can go and talk to other people that are suffering or kind of going through the same things, that dealing with these diagnoses of positive HIV tests or other tests, how that can affect your life. So it's important to be educated on the effects of STIs and what it does to your life. So for some of them, you can take medication and it can be resolved that way, but for other diseases like HIV and AIDS, it's something that you have to live with. And as a result, you're going to have to talk about it. You're going to have to tell your partners. And in addition, you can also increase the amount of stress in your life. It can be very stressful to, live every day with this shame if you don't talk about it, and the treatment medications can have pretty unflattering effects on your body. I read that most commonly they cause weight gain, and that can lead to even worse problems. When considering the research that I discovered, it's really clear that relationships are greatly affected in this lot in life. Relationships can be hurt or even terminated because of a transmitted disease or the potential to transmit the disease. Given all the obstacles I uncovered, there are some things that society can do to help. I think that there could be an implementation of free testing. It can be very hard for people to get access to healthcare if they cannot afford it, so free testing would be very helpful. Advertising too would kind of normalize STIs and even promote people to go and get them done. If you're driving and you always see signs or billboards that say that I got my STI tested, you'll probably start thinking in the back of your head like, oh, this is probably something that I should do, and if everybody else is doing it, then it wouldn't feel weird for you to have to also do. I also think that it'd be really important to make testing a regular part of physical exams. For people that do have health care, you usually go and get a physical exam every year, or if you're starting a new job, you go and get a physical examination. And if testing is already implemented as something that's required and regularly done, then you could probably lower the transmission rate, and that way you can even talk to your doctor about what the next steps are if you are positive, and how to talk to your partner. I think that these 3 implementations that society could do are very important and pretty easy.